Welcome back to Let's Find the Next NBA Star, Episode 5. I'm just over here checking on the side. I figured out how to work this studio panel and see chats when they eventually start coming through. So that's cool. But what I did this time is so we're trying to find guys that obviously use the pick and roll. I was going to chart it. I was going to see if I could chart it out, but it's a little bit more fun doing it this way. So I'm gonna stick to this for a little while. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna look at guys that is set to basically do a pick and roll ball screen at least one time a game. Now, as I search through here, I'm going to personally look for guys that have more than one game of experience. Somebody like James Booknight, for instance, right? We're gonna click on the tab. We're gonna look at him for the regular season. So let's take a quick look though to see if James Booknight was hurt. Because if Booknight was hurt, then it does me no good. Yeah, Booknight only played 14 games this year, 34 the year before, 31 the year before that. Now the thing is, he did increase his efficiency from three. Most of his shots seem to be from three, so that itself is interesting. But let's take a look because obviously this year would have been his better year, but he doesn't have the ball. He doesn't have the ball enough, so he wouldn't be on our list. Doesn't have enough possessions. He's excellent as a spot up, pick and roll, leading to me to believe a role player. And then I'm pretty sure if I look at this season with Charlotte, it's bad. Yeah, he got better in his third season, but no. Let's move along. Dexter Dennis for the Mavericks. DeAndre Hunter. This is for me. This is interesting because I didn't realize he was particularly good in the pick and roll. Because I know people always try to get DeAndre Hunter traded. Very good offensively in his possessions. Okay, it's a good sign. Spot up, he's very good, which makes me believe he's a role player. And same pick and roll, he is excellent. Transition, he's below average, which is not good. But spot up, him being very good, not him, DeAndre Hunter being very good. Spotting up helps a lot. I would like to see Hunter's previous season to see. So it seems he is very good in the pick and roll. He was very good in isolation, but Hunter was in a limited fashion for isolation. Let me see. This year, DeAndre was below average in isolation situations. Average in isolation situations 3 years ago, spotted up good. So it seems DeAndre Hunter's a good shooter, not necessarily a great shooter. But we could tell he's a role player. Um, uh, Seems like he's a good role player. And not as efficient as Harrison Barnes, who we did a quick scouting session on the other day, but a role player nonetheless. I would like to see what DeAndre Hunter stats are for the season. Get a better idea. He averaged 15, almost 15 and a half points a game, or 46% shooting, 38% from the field, and his career is averaging 14 points a game. Seems like he hovers around the 15 point a game average mark. Um, he's a good player. I would like to see defensively because that's where he was supposed to make his name at. He's average defensively. What about the year before for DeAndre? So if he's only going to be average defensively, um, and he should still be young, and he was supposed to come in as a defender. But if our defender can't defend, no wonder why the Hawks aren't necessarily that good. 15. Okay. 6'8", 225. How old is DeAndre? I feel like he should be 20. Yep, 26. So as far as a star, no. But and again, we're looking for offense. I just went to everything. DeAndre's a role player, uh, and we will keep it at that. Jalen Noel, only 9 games played this year, but seems to be good. Pick and roll. Emmanuel Quickly is one of the guys that we do have on our list for guys that could potentially break out. Kyra Lewis. He only played 12 games with. Kyra only played 12 games with the Utah Jazz. Did he start? I was pretty sure Kyra started the year with New Orleans. But in all his possessions, he started poor. Did he ever play for Toronto? Never played for Toronto. In Utah, still below average in all his possessions. Somehow he's excellent at the pick and roll, but that was in limited work for Kyra Lewis. So, no, again. Star, no. Giannis, we know. Shea, Terry Rozier, De'Anthony Melton. This is an interesting find. De'Anthony has been in this league for a little while, though. All his possessions, he is average, not leading me to believe too much. Most of his possessions, he's spotting up. Really doesn't. De'Anthony Melton is not really in the isolation space, so no. Pick and roll, he was excellent, but it doesn't seem De'Anthony Melton will be anything more than a role player, especially if he spots up most of the time on all his shots. Nothing more than a role player here. We can move on. Dylan Brooks. That is interesting. No wonder why he got paid. He can run the pick and roll as well. But in all his possessions, he's just average. So is he only good at the pick and roll? He's excellent at the pick and roll. Doesn't do it that often. Spots up again, role player. Transition below average. Not athletic, so I could expect that. But he and Dylan Brooks is supposed to make his bones defensively, and he was below average this year. Let's see this year in Memphis. He was very good last year. Dylan Brooks was very good with Memphis last year, but he was very bad with the Rockets this year. On a points per possession value. Yeah, and Dylan Brooks definitely was supposed to come. Be the defensive stopper. So if that's the case, that's not going to work. Bogdan, I know he's just a shooter. I'm not going to take a look at him. Luka, TJ McConnell, we looked at a while back. DeMar DeRozan, we know he can score. Cameron Payne is a surprise on this list. Now, I know Cameron Payne is not going to be good in isolation. I'd be surprised. All the possessions, he was very good, which is surprising. But spots up most of the time. Doesn't really isolate. Really, no need if you have Dame and Giannis. Don't really need to spot up. Excellent in the pick and roll. That's good. On my mind, I was thinking because what I might need to do is do another series on these college pros that are potentially coming out. And I wanted to see because I remember Damian Lillard being a very good scorer his rookie year. And pick and roll, excellent. Isolation, good. And I know years prior in Portland, I'm pretty sure it's going to be very good to excellent for both. Yeah, excellent for both of these. Overall, it's probably very good to excellent. So I'm interested in seeing his rookie year. And that's why I want to scout past players that are stars now, but I want to stat their college years out. And I'm saying that because someone like Damian Lillard, let's see, when he came in, was it 2013? No, it should have been 2012. Because coming in excellent is very good for a rookie. But let's take a look at this regular season. So if Damian Lillard comes in 2012, 2013, and is good in his points per possession value, you can see In his rookie year, he was excellent in the pick and roll, excellent in isolation, meaning he would have been a star. But there had to be an indication in college that he could do these things. So that's why I want to take a look and see if there is any way we can be able to tell these guys ahead of time, so I can send snippets to the Hawks, to Atlanta Hawks, let them know what guys to pick. But but I'm kidding, but kind of being serious. And but somebody like him, you could guesstimate he would be a star, and then the next year in 2013, 2014, excellent pick and roll, excellent isolation steals, spot up, excellent. Just becomes a very good player according to the points per possession model. So somebody like him, I want to be able to find in the draft to see if there's a sleeper in there. But somebody like Giannis, I don't think there would be a way to, because the way he just grew, I want to say he got taller about 3 inches, and you can't really explain that. But someone like a Paul George or somebody like a Kawhi Leonard, I would like to be able to see what they did, or let's even say Klay Thompson, right? There had to be a sign his early on. A little more players. No, I don't want a little more players. I want to look at Klay Thompson's early years. So someone like Klay, right? Even in his rookie year, he was very good in all his possessions. I'm going to let's make sure this is his rookie year. It was at 2012, 2011. So we need 2011, 2012. Yeah, that's this year. So very good in all his possessions his rookie year, and that's even at a 43%, 44% field goal shooting. Came off screens, very good. Spot up was excellent. So that's why when looking at Kispert in Washington, that's why I say go get him, because the spot up guys that are excellent, I don't think you can really teach that. And just being able to move without the basketball and things of that nature. So if you're already shooting well, just get him on a better team that can get him the ball. He's going to stay efficient. Somebody like Corey Kispert is a guy to go get if you can get him. I doubt Washington lets him go, though. So just have to look at guys like that. But I want to be able to see why at Washington, was Klay at Washington State, I believe? Will it tell me? Let me see if it'll tell me in here. Yeah, Washington State. So I want to see why at Washington State his numbers, and I know his numbers was good, but what led the Warriors to believe, okay, let's take him, would they take him 11 overall? Why take him 11? So somebody, I want to be able to find people like this. Even Steph, let me see, because Steph should not have come in a league as an isolation guy early on. I want to see his rookie year was 2009, 2010. And I know I just went off the rails just a little bit, but these are the type of guys I want to be able to find beforehand. And Steph was a different case as well, but I want to be able to find these guys and look at their possessions. So he was still good in all his possessions. Let's look at his play types. Pick and roll ball handler, good. Spot up was excellent, very telling sign. But the thing is, he still handled the ball more, even though he was a great shooter. Still handled the ball more than anything else. And isolation was good. So, and that's a rookie year, because rookie years typically the spot up is average to below average. Same thing with pick and roll ball handlers, usually average. For whatever reason, the isolation seems to be higher rookie years, and then they drop down. But there's some very telling stats for efficient players that tend to be dominant players later on. And let's just look. When's this second year? I would like to see year two to see. Pick and roll becomes very good. Spot up is still excellent. Isolation becomes very good. It becomes, instead of being good, becomes very good. And then eventually Steph is excellent, but they're telling signs when you start looking at efficiency metrics. So I want to be able to find guys like this in the draft, because if the college leaderboard is similar to this, we should be able to stat out guys to see if they could be potential stars. We just have to compare their rookie seasons to the current rookie seasons to the player they are now, but we have to do it for stars to see what translates. And then we have to go take their college stats and the points per possession model and see if the isolation and the pick and roll or whatever metric lets you know. We have to figure that out. So I'm gonna have to get on that soon, before the draft, because we're gonna have to figure out who the potential stars are. We could see prior years, even somebody like Zion, see what he did in college, see what metrics really mattered. One telling stat I remember hearing before, and it was about rebounds. If somebody rebounds well in college, they're going to rebound well in the NBA. The rebounding skill, for whatever reason, just translates. And I guess it's just because if you're willing to go get rebounds, it doesn't matter what level. It's just a hustle stat in a sense. So if you're gonna hustle, in college, you're gonna hustle in the NBA. Now I guess if you become a star sometimes, you might not need to do that because they need you to score, but typically it translates. But somebody like Steph, Clay, and I know I'm using top tier guys, but that's what I need to find if we're looking for players that could potentially become these all stars, mega stars, whatever superstars, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, we need to be able to find these type of guys. You have Tyrese Halliburton, Jalen Brunson, C.J. McCollum, Austin Reeves. That's another guy on my list. Bryce McGowens. Who is this? I didn't watch too many of Charlotte's games, but let's see. Good in all his possessions. Who is Bryce McGowens? I'm not sure who he is. I feel like I've never heard of him in my life. And definitely just messed his name up. Is he a rookie or he went to Nebraska? Okay. This is his second year in the league. Doesn't particularly shoot the ball well, but they still have him as good on his possessions. What was he his rookie year? He was below average. That's fine. Play types. Spot up, he is below average. Pick and roll, he is excellent. Doesn't really isolate. Huh. Now, spot up being below average, I would at least like this to say average, just to be completely honest. But with the pick and roll being, you could tell he's getting better. But his spot up was very good last year. I would put him on a watch list. Let me see. Let me build it. It's going to bring everything up. Okay. Close all of this out. Okay. I just need one. Where is it? And I don't know where it's at. The one I need. Ooh, okay. Okay. Big man with star potential. Oh, yeah. I forgot. I forgot I'm supposed to be working on the big man, too. Because Chet definitely is that guy. Okay. Watch list. Let's put Bryce on there. Bryce McGowens. His only problem. And why can't I spell McGowan? What? Why am I doing it? Okay. Okay. PNR. Excellent. Second year. But spot up went from very good to below average. Average. Watch for third year. Now, The thing about him is he might just be a high value player, not necessarily a star. Let me actually put that in here. Probably high value player, or yeah, probably high value player in future. Now he might be somebody that could be a secondary ball handler, but the thing is, we don't know how he is in isolation. He doesn't have the ball enough, and him only averaging 5 points, but he is only playing 14 minutes a night. But even if you double that, that's still 20. I would like to see his 3-point shot go up, but he did increase his 2-point percentage, which is good. Increasing his effective field goal percentage. So we just need to see if his shooting can match his pick and roll. He can be actually a really good player, and this is somebody we need to look for. Now, if you can't isolate, it's not going to make him necessarily a star, but high value player, you'll take that, especially offensively. All right, now next on that list was Aaron Holiday. Take Steph off of here. Aaron Holiday was next on this list. Was either going to be excellent at pick and roll or very good, but I would like to see all his possessions. He was good in all his possessions. How many years has Aaron Holiday been in this league? Because I know he played with the Hawks last year, and it kind of helped that I was just looking at it. But I want to say he's been in this league 3, maybe 4 years. Looks like 5 years. Okay. He's just been on different teams. Very efficient. 38% career 3-point shooter, which is really good. Now, let's see. All his possessions are good. Play types, spots up, very good. Pick and roll, excellent. Isolation, very good. Okay, so somebody like Aaron Holiday could be a potential high value player, and the only reason I say that is because he's spotting up more than he actually is handling the ball. But let's look at last year with the Hawks. So he's always been very good in the pick and roll. Isolation. How old is Aaron? He's 27. He's actually going to be 28 before the season starts. What age did he come to the league at? 22? Okay. He couldn't have been this efficient. Let me see. Oh, okay. All his possessions was below average. I'm like, there's no way. Okay, this makes more sense. Because in my mind, I'm thinking if he is that good, somebody would have gave him a chance by now. Yeah, because that wasn't making much sense. Okay, but let's take this Houston year. So, good in his possessions, which helps. Very good spotting up, very excellent in the pick and roll. Now, I would like a 2-year sample size because the spot up is just average this year. Let me see the year before that. Spot up is very good. Year before that. Spot up is average. So it's like we're going from very good to average, very good to average. So he's a good shooter, not a very good shooter, which I would like to see for a high value player. So he's definitely a role player. If he can expound upon just these two, he can get more minutes, and then especially offensively, and for a points per possession value, just on the Rockets, he should definitely get signed to another contract. But he would have to definitely expound upon this. I would like to see how long he's signed to the Rockets for. Aaron Holiday. That was a pitcher named Aaron Holiday. Yeah, it was just this year, so he's an unrestricted free agent. He'll probably sign at a minimum again. But he might be somebody to keep on your team, because if he's going to be able to make his shots and if he can run the pick and roll effectively, that's a good solid guy to have on your team. How tall is he? 6 foot? 6 foot? How tall is TJ McConnell? And I'm not sure how the the play styles are. I'm gonna have to look a little bit more into them. Obviously, I didn't spell McConnell right. Was it two N's? Yeah, there you go. TJ 6'1". Okay. This could be a potential good get. Just to get a role player on your team that can shoot the ball. Probably is not going to be able to be that good defensively if I had to take a guess. Average defensively. Just being 6 foot, doubted he was going to be very good defensively. But I'm interested to see him. Star potential, no. Star potential, throw it out the window. But role player, potentially a high value role player. Right now, I could say he's a value player more than a role player. Not quite a high value role player, but he could potentially be that. He just has to get more efficient. Take him off the list, but that's two good finds. I'm interested to see how Bryce McGowan's how he develops basketball wise. Let's keep going. See if there's anybody else that potentially Kevon Harris. He has played 28 games. No, that was Bojan. Okay, never mind. He's played 2 games, so we're skipping him. We're going to go to Javon Freeman Liberty. This is not a name I was expecting to see on here. Again, is he still on the Raptors? Let's see. Okay. All his possessions are below average. Don't necessarily care for that. Let's see how long Javon has been in the league. Javon Freeman. All right. Is it just this 1 year? 6'4", 180. Played 22 games this year. Averaged 23% from the three. Oof. No wonder why he's below average. Okay. What is he, just good in the pick and roll? Because he's excellent in the pick and roll, but transition and spot up, he's below average. Okay. Just rookie year. How old is Javon, first off? He's 24 already. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to say a no to Javon. Let's go ahead and say no to him. I would like to look at somebody. Now I just thought about somebody I would like to take a look at. As soon as I click on somebody, I would like to look. Oh, I'm definitely looking at Kobe, just because he's a Hawks player. Then I'm gonna look at Giannis because I want to see Giannis rookie year to see if there was any telling signs. Poor in all his possessions. Okay, cool. Thanks, Kobe. Excellent pick and roll. Poor in spot up. Okay, kind of expected. Just his rookie year. I just wanted to see. Wasn't thinking anything of a star potential, but I just had to see. Okay, let me look at Giannis. I want to see Giannis rookie year. Let me make sure of that year. Because I want to say it was 2014. Yep, popped up right there. Perfect. Thank you. Let's go 2014, 2015. So even then, he was still good in all his possessions. And didn't he only average like 7 points, maybe? He didn't average a lot that rookie year, if I remember right. Yeah, he averaged 6.8. And he was still considered good in all his possessions. See, these are things, man. And they weren't going to trade him either. Still was considered good in his possessions. Transition, he was good. Isolation, just average. Spot up, of course, just average. Now, I would like to see his year 2. Wait, no, is it 2013? Okay. Now, this might be more telling sign if he's... Okay, 2013, 2014. Okay, that's... Oh, that makes more sense, just being honest. Because I was looking 6.8 at 41%, and you still considered good? I was thinking, that is tough. Okay. His second year, he was good. So, I can understand that. So, but it seems he kept increasing. So he goes from below average to good. And then, let's go one more year. Goes from good to very good. So you kind of see his progression pretty quickly. Yeah. And his spot up is not the part of his game, obviously. But You see the progression pretty quickly with him. So I'm gonna have to make a list of these rookies and just watch out on that too, because that could be guys you can see if they start progressing really quickly, and then realize. So wait, so technically that was McGowan's. He doesn't play enough, but McGowan's went from, but yeah, McGowan's went from below average to good. Yeah, we need to check on McGowan's. How tall is McGowan's? I'm pretty sure he's a guard. But with LaMelo there, that's probably never going to materialize. But if another team, why can I not spell this guy's last name? But if another team, I'm pretty sure, because where was he? Was he drafted at all? Second round, 10th pick. I'm pretty sure somebody could trade for him. He still shot 77% from the free throw line, so the shot's not broken. Yeah, he's not getting that many minutes a game. Oh, his age, that's what we're looking for. Just 21 as well. Start the season at 22. Could be his third season at 22. Could potentially at 6'7". 6'7", 180. Let's go. He goes to Nebraska. Okay. Could be potentially. You have to see what this third season, looks like. Could be a potential find. But let's move on. Tyus Jones, we saw him yesterday. Damian Lillard, Desmond Bane. There's 229 players, and we will not be going over all of them. But what I can tell you, I'm gonna take a look at Craig Porter. Let's go ahead and bring him up over here because I don't know what Craig Porter looks like. Craig Porter looks like his rookie year, 6'2". Pretty efficient, 50%, 35. How many minutes is this man playing? 12 minutes a game. Shot 35% from three. I'm interested in seeing this. I need to bring up all my other stuff. Average in his possessions, fine, just his rookie year. Play type, very good as a pick and roll ball handler. Spot up was good. Isolation is poor, so the star thing, I'll wait on that. But I do like seeing this, especially even in limited minutes. So, a value player right now could potentially be a high value player pretty quickly. We'll just have to see how he progresses next year in year two. Craig Porter, that's a name I'm going to have to remember. And let's do a few more. Collin Sexton. So, this is a guy here. When I look at the metrics, he pops off the page every time. Every single last time he pops off the page. Play type. Let's come back. Pick and roll ball handler. Transition. Spot up. Very good. Excellent. Isolation average. He's good in other metrics too. But we'll look at this. If I go, and did he even play the full season with Utah this year? Let's bring up Sexton's stats first. First and foremost, let's bring those up. Let's look at this. So Sexton's been in the league 6 years? Experience 5 years. Okay, 5 years. No, that's 6 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 years. Okay. He's averaging close to 19 points a game right now. Shoots career, and again, career is a 38% three-point shooter. Almost 47% from the field. And right now in Utah, he's only playing 26 minutes a game. Now, the thing is, his problem was teammates were saying he was selfish, which is okay. Fine. He was selfish. But he's efficient, though. His rookie year shot 43% from the field, still 40% from the three. Next year, he increases that to 47, 38 from three. 47, 37 from three. The year he only plays 11 games because they need to trade him. 45, 24 from three. When he actually gets some playing time with Utah, 50% from the field, 39% from three. Last year, 48% from the field, 39% from three. So, Collin Sexton, let's look at his contract. because I can't remember if he ever got paid. I know he didn't get paid what he thought he was going to get, and what he probably should have or could have got. But he's still in the books for 2 more years before he becomes an unrestricted free agent. Now, he would be a player I wouldn't mind taking a chance on. Let me see this 2022 season. I want to see. Is isolation excellent? Yes, it was. Very good. Spot up average. Okay. This Cleveland year, I know he doesn't do much. He should be below average if I take a guess. He only played 11 games, and they weren't really trying to play him. It's 2020, 2021. He was good. Good pick and roll ball handler. Isolation was average. Spot up, very good. Thing is, Colin Sexton can shoot, and I know he can. His second year in the league, pick and roll, good. Good. Spot up, very good. The thing is, he has the ball in his hands most of the time when he's playing. Isolation, very good. And his rookie year, this is his rookie year, yep. His rookie year, still good in pick and roll. Very good at spotting up still. Below average isolation, which is fine. But in his rookie year, he was below average. But then you see going into his second year, becomes good. Goes to his third year, should be good still. This next year is below average. But both of his seasons in Utah, he's been very good on the efficiency side of things. This is a player I want to go take a shot on. Let's look at his shot types. Jump shot, catch and shoot, excellent. Guarded, excellent. Unguarded, excellent. Dribble jumper's good. Early jumper, good. Layups, getting to the rim is very good. Let me look at his season prior in Utah, just to make sure. Unguarded, very good. When he was guarded, he was actually poor the season before. Dribble jumper, excellent. Layups, average, getting to the rim. Okay, so but his jump shot still was considered very good, but looks like his unguarded was better, way better, in this situation. But his dribble jumper, and because he does dribble a lot, but his dribble jumper was still pretty good, and this makes sense for why his spot up was average this year. Isolation was excellent this year, and that was 2 years ago. But let's come back to this year. So it's pick and roll, which I like, which league guards need to be able to work out the pick and roll. He can spot up, which I like. So this is a guy I'd be willing to. I'm not sure because you have Danny Ainge as the GM, I believe, over there in Utah. So that's going to be a tough trade because he probably knows how effective he is, Colin Sexton is. And Danny Ainge is not going to let him go for cheap. So it's going to be tough to get Colin Sexton off of Utah, especially if he has 2 years left on this deal. But this is a guy I would try to go get if I could. Yeah, efficiency wise, he can. My thing is, even if he's not necessarily a star for you, he can still be good off the ball because he's still a good shooter. At 38% career wise, I'm looking at some of these statistics. I know this past year is excellent. The year prior, he was average. Cleveland year, don't count it, play 11 games, but he's a good shooter because you usually see good to very good in the spot up range. And I'm assuming out of Utah, he's learned how to work out the pick and roll. So this is somebody I would be willing to take a chance on. Now, Utah probably won't let him go because he's still, Colin Sexton should be, 24, 25 maybe? 25? So, still young. So I don't know if I would. If I'm Utah, I'm not trying to let him go. But if I'm another team, I'm trying to go get him. I'll tell you that right now. I know Utah won't trade him for Trae Young, and I think even if their contracts matched up, I don't know if they trade Trae Young for him. And I'm just being honest. Let me see how well does Colin play defense because I know that was his calling card. Him just being a hustle guy when he came into the league. His defense is below average. Might make a pause on things. Below average as well. That's all it's calling. 6'3". I don't think he's 6'3", but that year I forgot he didn't play much. poor, below average. So every year in the league, his defense has been below average to poor. So that might be the reason he's not getting on the court. But let me look at a guy like Damian Lillard. Hold up just a second. Because I don't consider his defense necessarily very good either. But it still says. Now, I know he's on the floor with some defenders. So let's look at this year in Portland. Below average. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay. So basically, you're going to have to surround Colin Sexton with some defenders. So Lakers, you can't go get him because you have one guy. What is LeBron defensively on an efficiency metric? Because there's no way. Because if he's like individual defense, he should be fine. He's still considered very good. Wow, that's impressive. That's impressive. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wasn't expecting to see very good on there. What about the year before? Still very good. The year before that? Good. The year before that? Excellent. Excellent. Really? Huh. You trying to tell me on a points per possession value, LeBron is better defensively than I thought? Because if he's very good defensively, that you really can't blame him too much. I know on some things you can. But Colin Sexton, offensively, is a guy I would go get. Defensively, just build a team around him. There's a lot of guys. We talked about Clint Capella the other day. Yeah, just figure it out. You can get a team around him. Yeah, Colin is a guy I would potentially try to go get. Trey LaMelo, leave them where they at. Tim Hardaway is not gonna be able to do it. Malachi Flynn. I feel like Toronto drafted him to be similar to Steph Curry. He was light skinned, could shoot out of college, and never really materialized into anything. If he's below average on that, I didn't even realize he played for New York this year. I thought he only played for Toronto. Yeah. You can't be a high value role player, even if you are very good in the pick and roll. If you can't spot up and shoot, that's supposed to be your calling card. If you can't do that, it does not matter what he does in pick and roll. Yeah, if you can't shoot. But let me end it right there. That's another episode of Finding an NBA Star. We'll go through 50 more next. I almost said next week. Next episode, we'll do 50 more. And I said next episode because I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or the next day. That's the only reason I say next episode. But until then, I will